Hey there YouTube, good afternoon. I'm working on a Dodge Dakota truck today. I'm replacing a power steering hose from the power steering pump, and it connects to the power steering rack and pinion at the bottom. That hose was leaking. There's two hoses. There's a pressure hose and there's just a regular hose. There's two hoses from the power steering pump to the rack and pinion. Yeah, the pressure hose was leaking for the longest time. I decided to replace it before it got worse. And to remove it, I had to remove the battery out of the vehicle because I could not reach my hand around to work with that battery in the way. And to remove the hose itself, the hose is connected to two metal tubes. One tube connects to the power steering pump and one tube connects to the rack and pinion. What I did to remove the hose, instead of using box end wrenches, I took this grinder here and I removed the handle off of it, and I shoved it down in there and I ground off those metal pieces so the bolt ends were exposed and the hose was removed, which was a lot easier than using wrenches because I didn't know how well those hose ends were seized on there. Yeah, here's the hose and here's the ends. I cut them off with a grinder, so just connections or the bolt heads were sticking up. And I just took a deep well socket and I removed them, which was a lot easier than removing those things with a box wrench. So yeah, and I got a new hose for 21 bucks at the auto parts store yesterday. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to install it today. Well tubes, I got the hose into place now, if you see it. Here's the end of it where it connects to the power steering reservoir or pump. And on the bottom you can see where it connects to the power steering rack. It took me a while to get the thread started on the end to fit in the power steering rack, but I got it in there. It ain't going anyplace. And I just refilled the reservoir up. And after I did that, I removed this battery hold down. It never worked anyway, as long as I own the truck. I just ground the end off. Don't need it. I just got this bungee cord to hold the battery into place. So yeah, I'm going to put the battery back in now. Since I got the battery out, I decided to show you what the battery looks like with the warmer on. I just got it strapped together with some zip ties. And the cord hangs out of the fender. Well, the battery is in now. Let's try to start this beast. Cold start, cold start. For all the buzzer fanatics out there, I took the key buzzer out of this thing because it was pretty annoying. I got my key here and I'll turn it. Red line. Well, no leaks. I'll find out later. Have a good afternoon. Bye. This week when I was at the junkyard, I bought some new seatbelt latches for the truck because one was broken and the other one just fell apart. I thought the broken one was on the driver's side, but it turned out it was on the passenger side. I bought the driver's side one and I later found that out, so I went back the next day and got the other side, or the other seat belt latches. And now I got good ones, and they're sticking up, so that way you could find them. The ones that were here before, they were all sloppy, they were all falling down, they were stuffing in between the seats, and they were just a pain. So yeah, now I got some decent seat belt latches. It costed me about 16 bucks for both sides. And that concludes this video. Bye.